So anyway, my guest is not going to be along for about an hour or so. She'll be joining us later, and either here or perhaps at some other location nearby. Corporate news. I like ties. Ties are nice. Speaking of corporate, I'm at a Starbucks. Hello, ladies. Nice. Kinda. And what the hell are you doing making business cards at 4 o'clock in the morning? Seriously. Save your money. Hey, Atomic Boy. Nice. Insomnia. Okay, fair enough. I have another solution for that. Danny Chu has a thing. I'm going there tonight as well. A small thing. Actually, no, I heard now it's going to be like a big thing. Seriously, there's going to be a shit ton of people there. I kind of liked it earlier when it was, I don't know, a smaller group of acquaintances. Yeah, no, Danny Chu, the guy who runs DannyChu.com, the aptly named website, is having like a nerd convention tonight somewhere. I forget where it is, but anyway, the nerd convention is going to feature all sorts of user-generated content makers like myself and Kaina. So that should be nerdful. Very excited about that. I believe it's called a circle jerk. Now, I'm going to be most disturbed if I walk into the room and there's a piece of toasted bread on a plate in the middle. And Danny Chu with a stopwatch. Orange water. Did you figure out how to use those files? Actually, yes. I have to start planning the next Hanami party soon because a lot of people keep harassing me about it, but there's really nothing to plan. You know, like, everyone's like, yeah, when are you gonna get on that? When are you gonna do that? When are you gonna set up the videos? When are you gonna do that? But like, I mean, I don't control the weather. Everybody knows Hanami is coming, so it'll come in due course. And when it does, we will drink underneath the blossoms. Hopefully, I'll make no small point about saying this. My goal is to make the Hanami party more awesome than the YouTube Live, which should be easy because the Hanami party won't have Boa at it. Unfortunately, there is no Ume Hooch this year because I drank all of the supply I had, and I did not make more. So, but we'll see. Actually, I gave a friend a bottle a long time ago, and if they haven't drank it, I'm going to steal it back. Oh, the KFC Ashtray is legendary. I almost considered bringing it today until I realized how fucking big and heavy it is. It's seriously, it's not plastic or anything like that. It's like a plaster statue, and it's quite a sizable statue at that. Yeah, we need to have a more easily identifiable thing this time. I'm thinking about that. Maybe a flag or a kite or something like that. Apparently, this huge group of nerds is not easily spottable enough. I mean, one problem is like Yoyogi Park is kind of a confusing park. I mean, to be fair, I understand why people might get lost there. That would be a great murder weapon used in Clue, though. Awesome. We're talking about a giant Colonel Sanders cigarette ashtray statue I bought in my last video, in case anyone hasn't seen that. Ah, Dark Digdo. I know your other name, Lemon. You know that, maybe. Yeah, no, it was weird. Like, I mean, actually, when we originally got there, like on the train up, we were under the impression that this like guy who owned the hotel had just like invited a couple friends to come see the comedy show, and that just he's loaded and he was just paying us like to entertain him and his friends. But then when we got there, like it went from the small lounge show we thought we were going to do to like there was like 60 people there. It ended up being huge. But unfortunately, it was like a restaurant room, so we had to like kind of come in from the bar area. So I couldn't get in there to like set up my camera and record anything. So I didn't actually even get to see the show myself. I just got to see the part when I was on stage. And I could listen in from the next room for the other comedians, but I wasn't able to record anything or even get in the room, actually. And then I got talking to this really nice couple, a guy from New Jersey and his wife from Ireland, who are living in Tokyo, and they were up there skiing for the weekend. They were really nice, but they didn't make it to the video. I feel weird videoing people who don't like know what I'm doing. But and also, unfortunately, there was like this big group of like ski and snowboard instructors, and like a number of very nice young people in that group. I would have liked to hang out with them more, but I got stuck talking to the couple from Tokyo. But it was also weird too. It's like I was having a conversation with them and kind of looking around like, but and pretty much everyone took off right after the show ended anyway, so I wasn't too excited. They were not Swedish bikini instructors, sadly. Snowboard skiing instructors. Yeah. Starbucks at this time of day in Roppongi is mostly Obachan, despite the image of Roppongi, because you see strippers don't get up this early. The people who make Roppongi are not awake yet today. I mean, it's 12:30. Most people just got off at around 6 a.m. probably. Took the first train home. So, like, the people that make Roppongi are probably in bed right now. Kinda. Yeah, about the sunglasses. Are there gold? There was a great article recently about how the financial implosion has killed the ranks of young single men with a lot of money who hang out in trendy bars in the Roppongi area. And so they're all gone. Like, the English teachers are still here, but like the Lehman Brothers, financial analysts and stuff are all gone. And there used to be this whole thing where Japanese girls from the countryside would kind of come into Tokyo, get all dolled up and scour the bars for, an extremely wealthy foreign guy who doesn't know any better. And Yeah, we call them yeah, gold diggers, diamond diggers. We usually call the banker people banker wankers, and diamond diggers. There's a lot of the you know, the drinking scene in Roppongi, in some parts of Roppongi, but they're all gone now because of the recession. So Roppongi has lost a lot of the hot women that used to come here looking for those guys, and the alcoholic English teachers are still here. Like, they haven't disappeared. And now it's even like, I think, bars that used to kind of look down on that class of customer are like happy for any business. So like, you know, for example, Heartland, which is was the epicenter of foreign rich douchebaggery. Like, I think they even now have become like normal people accessible. Thank you for that, Hilsey. I was debating it myself. Alcohol is secure, but not like overly priced alcohol. Like, specifically, I mean, the bars that were catering to like the Lehman Brothers crowd are the ones that are hurting. Like, I had on the show a while ago Adrian, a guy who was a bartender here in Roppongi at a place called Geronimo's, which is like a legendary place. But that place gets like an expat group, and it's like, it's the banker wankers are often here in a very temporary kind of way. Yeah, exactly. Spiky hair and striped shirts, those douchebags. Funds for guns. Oh, Dave. Oh, this is wonderful. So Dave from my Nagano video is there as Abisu Dave. Seriously, dude, that takes a lot of balls to name yourself Abisu Dave. I mean, TokyoCooney, I realize that's pretty douchebaggy, but that's kind of sad that you're actually watching this. I really thought that your life was more exciting than that. I want to have you actually. Many people emailed me after the time you were a guest on the show and said that that was one of the best repartee, like, you know, conversations I've had on here. So I definitely would like to have you come back here sometime. My guest, by the way, Dave, is Diana. Dave also knows Diana. Actually, I think everybody who's been on my show knows each other at some level. Hi, Bryce. Dave, it's all spoken English, so it doesn't matter. Spelling's not important, as I've come to learn. You know, kind of, that would be a great threat if you were still a perma-op because you didn't destroy your account. Shame you did that. Did someone op you? Oh, damn it! What? But anyway, Dave, how did the video come out from what you saw? What was your thing? I was really entertained by the number of comments saying that we pick on Ken. Like, some of the comments about us harassing Ken. In fact, bullying Ken was used at one point. A lot of people say, poor Ken, poor Ken. Yeah, and Ken, that's the thing, is like, Ken is a masochist. He likes it. He likes when we shit on him. It's like emotional scat, and he loves it. Yeah, and Ken can handle it. Ken's a big boy. I want to get Ken on the show, but he's like the only person I know who has like a normal fucking job, so he can't do stuff during the day like the rest of us. Actually, Creepy McPeepee, what he says, that might also be kind of true too. That Ken has been beaten down for so long, he thinks it's normal. That's kind of possible too. But no, but like with Ken, I wake up like that morning, like you saw the little footage there of me waking up, and it's like breakfast time, and the first thing is out of Ken's mouth is like, "So you're gonna have to eat breakfast, right? Because like we only have an hour before we have to go." It's like he's my mom. Like everything out of Ken's mouth is like something my mother would say. Except I can't like make fun of my mother so viciously. But my favorite thing, actually, the guest on the show today, Diana. One time we were talking, and she's like, "Ken, is it true that Ken is like a real womanizer?" He's like, "What?" Apparently, this other comedian we work with, this guy Cloudy, has convinced this woman that Ken's entire personality is just like a psychological act that he puts on for other people, but actually he's like bedding women left and right every chance he gets, and he's a total like shark, and she totally believes it. It's great that like he does this like little mealy mouth like Japanese salaryman thing as an act, but in fact like that's just how he tricks women into getting them into bed. Yeah, you're right, Dave. That line must be maintained. It's hilarious because she's like, I couldn't believe it. I mean, he doesn't seem like that type of guy. I'm like, oh well, he is. You know, that's how he does it. I'm having huge guilt issues about the electricity I'm stealing right now because they had like the socket, like a little rubber plug in the socket, and then tape over the rubber plug in the socket. I think it's going to be hard for me to pretend that I didn't understand that meant I wasn't supposed to use electricity. I think when they tape over the electrical socket. Fuck them. Exactly. Sonic Boy X, fuck them. The amount of coffee I buy at this fucking place, I'm owed electricity. And the kidney stones I'm gonna get. No, but Dave, any other feedback about the video? I felt bad I didn't get a chance to run it past you guys before I put it out. But I just didn't want to bother. And Ken is good for the random Bible references. Well, thanks, Bryce. The snow was alright. I mean, to be honest, I think I filmed pretty much everything that happened on that trip. It was less than 24 hours, I think, completely, the entire trip. It was very, very short. And actually, I'm going next Thursday again to a different part of Nagano for another job for a night. So I don't know why I'm spending so much fucking time in Nagano. But I'm not going to film that one most likely, though. Yeah, the website thing's up. Check it out. Yes, you are hearing the greeters in the background at Starbucks. Like, it's one of the things I'm still mixed on. I feel bad about the fact that I hate them for it, but they're trying to be friendly. They're trying to be like, chipper. and hey, irashaimase, welcome to coffee. But I mean, I really don't need that. I prefer the New York greeting of like a sigh, like when customers come in. That's a proper greeting. If you're working in a retail industry and a customer comes in, the proper greeting is like a really, really pissed off sigh. So I guess you're gonna want to buy something. You know, just make the order simple, okay? That's really, you know, you came here for a fucking coffee? Oh god, I get people like you all day in here. Seriously. It gets so tiring. That's a great line. Oh man, I get people like you every day coming in here and buying coffee. That's exactly what it's like too in New York. Like when I've gone back to places. Although sometimes, it's funny. This is like I get questions sometimes from Japanese friends who work and like visit like New York City or places like that, and they're the same types of questions I have like when I'm in Japan about stuff that to them is just naturally like part of the environment. But there's one of my friends who was in New York City for like a couple weeks asked like, why in Manhattan do only black and Latino people work at Starbucks? And yeah, I know it's the most random question, and I processed that question for a really long time. They like socioeconomically, the layout of New York City, and you know, commuter habits and whatnot. But like when I've gone back to the States, it is. But if you go to like the suburbs, yeah, it's all emo white kids. But it's funny, like in New York City, almost every Starbucks is like 99%. Run by like minorities. I guess almost all the service industry is. But it's funny. It's like you get a lot of weird questions like that from the other side, from Japanese people who go to Starbucks, and like that's not necessarily their impression of what a Starbucks in New York City should be like. But I mean, when I go back, I think about it like when I've been to a Starbucks, like or a place like that in the States. Yeah, it generally is. I have no idea, like, what the sociological reasons for that are, though. Bryce? No. Every other question you're about to ask? No. I think they think it's more I mean, definitely, like, McDonald's in Japan has a higher, cachet level than, say, Starbucks. Sorry, than McDonald's in the U.S. Like seriously, the McDonald's staff here wear their paper hat with a bit of pride. You will not find a Hispanic in Starbucks in California. Now that's interesting. I think you're right. When I was in LA, I mostly went to Starbucks in the Valley, like in San Fernando area, Northridge, mostly. And it was always white people. It's weird. I have to really study up on my American sociology because I don't really understand how those things work anymore. So I actually, when I moved out to LA, here's a little known fact. When I moved out to LA, I applied for a job at a Starbucks and an Old Navy and got rejected by both. Instead, I got a job teaching high school. So apparently, those Starbucks jobs are fairly sought after. Because, I mean, the staff there were just like, look, dude, you're going to quit on us, and you're going to call in sick all the time, and you're going to be a shitty worker. We'd much rather have a Mexican who's going to, like, actually do his job properly. You know? And it's true, I understand. I would have been a horrible employee. But I guess I was, like, overqualified in a way. But, yeah, Starbucks rejected me. It was my dream to be a barista. My whole life was building towards that. Yeah, getting a job at In-N-Out, that would be another thing. I would love to do that for like 6 months, just to have said I worked at In-N-Out Burger. Shittiest jobs I've seen in Japan. I knew an Iranian guy, and he had like this long. He had stories of like shitty jobs, like you could not believe. You could not believe how shitty the jobs that guy had done. Now he owns his own bar in Roppongi. Just strange, an Iranian guy owning a bar, you might say, but a lot of them are in that type of business here. I know a number of Iranians who own bars. I know a number of Iranians. What the hell, man? I should be watched by the Senate, the government. Anyway, he said he worked cleaning up love hotels for a while when he first got to Japan, like when he was younger. Like that he said was not pleasant. I run into him a lot around here. I should probably try and get him on the show at some point. He's a funny guy. But yeah, he worked at a love hotel. He worked. I don't know if this is true or not, but I think he worked washing bodies in a very like boutique, like Islamic style. What would you call it? Not an abattoir, but like where people die, a funeral parlor for a morgue. Yeah, in a morgue. I don't know if that's true or not, or if he was joking about that. Just got an email from my guest. Said she'll be here from 1:30 to 2. The only time I ever wear like American stuff is, well, first of all, I would never wear a t-shirt ever. You will never ever see me wearing a t-shirt, like just a t-shirt. That's just an impossibility. It's not happened in 31 years. I don't see why it would happen now. But I wear like an American flag tie. I actually got as a present from Ken Suzuki on the 4th of July. That's about as American as I get. Ieba. It's an interesting question. I've only once seen a suicide on the trains, but I didn't see it actually happen. It was in Ikebukuro. I was on the Yamanote platform, and the Saikyo line platforms went over. That train moves a lot faster, so I think that's why he chose it. But I was just like walking along the platform, like mailing, but there's this huge like mass of people in front of me. And I was like, what the hell are all these people doing here? And why are they facing the direction that the train doesn't come? And I look up, and there was this guy all ground to bits underneath the front carriage. There was the weirdest thing about it though was all the people on the platform like taking photos with their cell phone cameras. That was disturbing, and like people on the their phones like あのね今はね池袋だよななんか黒いよ like they're like talking about like people like talking to other people on the phone about what they were looking at. But I mean, I guess I just kind of reacted with like, oh, all right, you know. But the weirdest thing about it, and this, like a lot of the details of it, I think I'll never forget. The guy was wearing like a Hawaiian shirt, and that really like sticks in my mind, just because like I didn't think that people who wear Hawaiian shirts like kill themselves. You know, I just always pictured that those people were happy. You know, I I was imagining like a guy in a gray suit and a white shirt and tie and a briefcase. But he had like flip flops and a Hawaiian shirt. That was kind of a surprise. Or maybe like he'd gotten fired, so he was like, I want to go out in style.